All right, so we are down here in Miami with Brand Innovators. Gozde from Genentech, a biotech company. I'm Zander from RhythmInfluence, an influencer marketing company. Great to be with you.
Great to meet you, Zander.
Gozde, talk a little bit about a hot topic is personalization when it comes to trying to reach your target audience. Tell me a little bit about how you guys approach with all the data you have access to, but also making sure it's the right formula mixed in with all the human elements that go along with that in trying to reach your target audience.
Yeah, that's a great question. I always say gone are the days that we are broadcasting the same message to everyone at the same time and through the same channel, right? That doesn't work anymore. We are so used to getting personalized messaging, personalized solutions everywhere in our lives. In marketing, it has to be that way as well. So when you think about it, we have physician audience, patient audience. It's pretty much the same. They're all people. They have different interests. They want to learn about something else, about the product that we are marketing. We need to be really adjusting our marketing messaging based on what they want to learn about. So this could mean for, let's say, two different people, one of them might be really interested about our product side effects, where we should then be informing about them what side effects are and what is the safety profile of that product. For another person, this might be more around financial assistance programs. Maybe they already bought in that the product will work well for them, but they're worried about how to pay. So for these two different people, we should be marketing and we should be talking to them in different ways. One of them, we should be educating and informing about the safety profile of the product, versus with the other person, we should be informing them and educating them about different ways to get reimbursed and the coverage of that product. So really talking to them based on what interests them, so it's more relevant and more meaningful in terms of the message.
Yep.
And then similarly on the channel side, one might be really engaging on emails, right? Whenever we send them different emails, they're opening, they're engaging with it. And another might be really not looking at their inbox at all, but they're really using social media to educate themselves about the product, new products, new treatments. So in that case, we shouldn't be also sending the message to these two people through the same channel. One of them, we should be sending it over email because we know they engage with our emails in the past. Versus the other, we know that they're really engaged with social media, so we should be reaching out to them in social media. So really adjusting based on the individual customer preference. And when we say this on paper, everyone is bought into that idea, right? Of course it should be individualized. But then when it comes to doing it at scale, it's really tricky. It's not that easy to do this at scale where it's going to make business sense as well. So there where we can really use those technologies and data points that we have available today. So when it comes to creating different types of personalized content, you can use generative AI technologies now to, you have one original content and you can create 5, 10 different versions of it that can really talk to that individual person. And then when it comes to deploying it, you can again use an algorithmic approach based on everything we know about this person.
Right.
And we are living in an era where we are really data rich. I'm very excited about the era that we are living in. We've got so much data in our fingertips. We can license a lot of data about our target audience. We can, not only license about specific audiences, but also, license data from labs and other places. We also have your own engagement data based on what we engage with you, how we engage with you in the past.
Yep.
So marrying all of those, putting an algorithm on top of it that could really drive, okay, this person will likely engage in this kind of channel, I think is very, very exciting. And of course, there are a lot of AI-powered algorithms that help you do that. But you mentioned the human element in your question as well. I think that's also very important because you can't expect the algorithm to know everything, right? They might not know what your brand strategy is, or the fact that there is a competitor coming, or maybe your new product is launching. So all of these things needs to come from humans. So I'm really thinking about it as the AI and human and algorithm and human work together collaboratively.
So that's really interesting. So when we think about the real influencers in your space and who you would look to, and then tying back to your point about personalization, So we take a similar approach in how we help brands basically find the right creators in the space. It's a combination of the data and technology that we have access to understand exactly who their audience is, the style of content that they create, and data and tech and AI even is going to make that a much more efficient process. But there's always that human element that we need to add in when we're trying to vet the right creators for a brand. So it's understanding just a lot more of the human nuances that go into that type of marketing, and saying, this on paper, this creator might appear right, but we know personally X, Y, and Z. We've vetted them in other ways. We've looked deep into their content, and we think that their style of content might not be the best fit based on what they look like on paper, and vice versa. This is their journey is perfect. They've talked about it on social media. The data, the algorithms aren't going to be able to spit that out and share that back with us, but we can marry the two together to make sure we're finding basically the most authentic creators for your brand to reach your audience.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I always say, it's an 80-20 rule. So if an AI-powered algorithm will bring it to at 80%,
right,
that's already good enough, and you can include the human part so that you can bring it to 100%, right?
Yep.
And AI and human working together will always outperform just the AI or just the human.
Even with the development of AI and the progressions that's gonna make over years and decades, I mean, you still always have to have that human element kind of overseeing it, but also making sure it's as authentic as possible from the personalization standpoint. And so I don't think that human element will ever go away, no matter how sophisticated AI or the data access that you have. So I'm in full agreement. It's that hybrid approach, and I love the 80-20 rule. Tell me a little bit about how social content has kind of evolved in your media mix. Is it become a bigger priority? Is it changed the way you think about content and reaching your audiences? Where does it kind of compare to some of the other media that you're doing these days?
Yeah, we know social media consumption is huge, both for our physician audience as well as our patient caregiver audience. So it's a very important channel for us. And our content within the social media platform has been evolving quite a bit as well. We know that those highly produced TV-like ads don't really work well on social media, right? That's not the type of content that we are used to seeing on social media. The more authentic it is, the more really, patients like me, real people, authentic, not so much highly produced content. That's the type of content that people are used to engaging with on social media. So we are moving towards that direction as well, staying away from those highly produced content, but moving into more authentic, more homemade content, if you will.
So that's really interesting in the social space, and especially in the influencer space in our world. Where are you guys seeing the true influencers across, say, social media? We see a lot of physicians, nurses, people in the medical space. We would consider them influencers. They've developed big audiences, really authentic audiences. Do you see them kind of working as ambassadors for your brands or potential ambassadors for your brands?
Yeah. Influencers for us could take the role of an actual physician or a nurse that takes an additional role to educate a more broader audience on a social media, right? So they might be a healthcare provider during daytime, and then when they go out, go out of their office to their homes, they can take that kind of influencer type of activity as well. And likewise, on the patient and caregiver side, we see a lot of patients and caregivers going through life-threatening diseases even, or serious diseases, and really sharing about what they're going through. And that's a very authentic story that is really hard to beat from my perspective, because nothing can speak as authentically as somebody who's really going through that journey. So that's super powerful, and a lot of our patients are really engaging with both of types of influencers, both from a healthcare provider perspective and also patient perspective to kind of relate with the same, if another person that is going through a similar journey as them.
Right.
And I recently actually saw a statistics that 12 million people, U.S. adults in 2025, are now saying that their primary income is coming from being an influencer.
Wow.
And that's actually triple the number of nurses. So when you think about it that way, and when we all know that nurses especially, it's such a scarce resource, it can be hard to get access to to a healthcare provider. And we know that they're super busy as well. So even when a patient gets access to a healthcare provider, they might have a very limited time, right?
Right.
When you marry those two statistics together, does that mean then the patients are getting their information more from influencers compared to actual in-person healthcare provider visits? So I thought that was a really interesting take as well. I'm thinking it's already happening today, but
Sure.
It might happen even more in the future.
Gozde, it was great talking to you. Thank you for the time. I hope you're going to enjoy Miami weather as much as I am. Palm trees every day of the week for me.
Can't complain about weather here, honestly. It's been great. Thank you so much, Zander. I really enjoyed our conversation.
I enjoyed it too. Thanks again.